Hello and greetings from Iceland, but today I am going to talk about one of our most dangerous volcano, or Old Katla. Netflix just released a new TV series that is set to take place in the nearby town Vík. But the Katla has, however, its own story, and this will for sure create some demand for information. And since I'm building up a kind of volcano database on my channel, I have to use the chance now and remind you about that I have a full documentary about Katla online, but it is in Icelandic, with subtitles though. But to my surprise, it has been very difficult to get any serious views on videos that are in Icelandic, even for the subtitles. Which is a bit bad in this case, because this documentary is perhaps one of the best ones out there. It's packed with interviews, historical information, great videos, and literally just everything that a good documentary needs. It was made by Laura Ómarsdóttir, and it is published on my site with her consent. I am, however, going to use the chance now and go briefly over the history of Katla and the basic info, but the name Katla comes from the name kettle, and that refers to the form of the volcano. Katla is also used as a female first name here in Iceland, so I will be talking about her today. And the reason why the Icelandic director Baltasar Kormákur chose to use her as the center spot for his storyboard is of course the fact that Katla has been ready for eruption for a long time. And just beside Katla, we have the famous Eyjafjallajökull, who erupted in 2010 and stopped all air traffic in Europe for weeks. And when we compare the two of them, Katla is simply way bigger, more dangerous, and she's covered with ice, just like Eyjafjallajökull. So we will most likely see explosive eruption and huge floods that can change the landscape there forever. But Katla is not just this mountain, it is a giant volcano system. And Katla is a very active volcano system. 20 eruptions have been documented there between the year 930 and 1918. And the interval is usually 40 to 80 years. But it's been over 100 years now since the last big eruption was there, or in the year 1918. That one lasted for 24 days and resulted in extending the southern coast by 5 kilometers. And so she's been dormant now for the longest period we know about. And as such, she is the best guarded volcano here in Iceland, for many reasons, and the first one is the little town Vík, which is a beautiful little town that will be at huge risk in case of an eruption. So the civil defense has set up an extensive net of mobile phone warning systems, and the people in Vík are taking part in rescue rehearsals every now and then. So despite of the risk, we are, I would say, as well prepared as we can be. And it doesn't help us either that this volcano is very close to some of Iceland's hottest tourist spots by the Icelandic ring road. And Katla has a tendency to erupt shortly after Eyjafjallajökull, perhaps even once. But she didn't do that in 2010, not in a big way at least. But a small subglacial eruption might have started in 2011, where the bridge over the nearby river Múlakvísl was destroyed, as well as a part of the ring road. And as for recent history, Katla has been showing constant signs of unrest since the year 1999. So sooner and later, we will see her wake up again. It could be violent, destructive, and cause major problems for flights, both here in Iceland and in Europe. So we go around her with respect. And as for the volcanic explosivity index, Eyjafjallajökull was ranking 4 in 2010. But Katla eruptions are ranking from 4 and up to 6. And it was in the year 934 when there was this monumental eruption from the Katla system, but not under the mountain, not under the glacier. And that eruption created a place that we call Eldgjá, Fire Canyon, which is the largest volcanic canyon in the world, 40 kilometers long and up to 600 meters wide. That was also the biggest basalt flood on Earth in historic time, covering 800 square kilometers, or around 18 cubic kilometers of magma that poured out of the Earth. There are also evidence from tree rings around the northern hemisphere indicating that the eruption in the year 939 caused the summer of 940 to be one of the coolest summers in 1500 years. So it's no question about it that Katla is one of the big ones, capable of creating all kinds of scenarios. And I was actually quite pleased with the first episode that I saw of the Katla TV drama today. There was some very good CGI there, showing in a very realistic way what just might be around the corner. So my message this time is that this TV series is no science fiction when it comes to the volcano and the town week. And Katla is on my list for the summer to do some photo shooting or the beautiful surroundings that you won't see in the Netflix TV series because they are just covered with ash, sadly, but it's a beautiful place. And prior to this eruption that we are having now on the Reykjanes Peninsula, great many Icelanders believed that Katla would be the next one. But as for the last years, she has been relatively quiet. Every autumn, when she gets lighter from snow and ice, she has started to rumble, and we have been saying every autumn, is she gonna do it now? But luckily, she has been relatively quiet. But there are occasionally earthquakes there, and like with so many other volcanoes here, we just have to wait and see what happens. And in my next video about volcanoes, I will be back on the Reykjanes Peninsula. That will be online around the weekend. And until then, I'm sending you best regards from a volcano island, Iceland.